Avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. All right, you're being recorded.
It notified me that I was being recorded.
Oh, so I didn't even have to tell you. Skype told you.
It did.
Whatever. Welcome to From Center Ice, the podcast. This is Courtney.
Uh,
And yeah, I don't have Jacalyn with me this week.
yeah, I don't think I'm Jacalyn.
I don't think you are. I mean, if you are, that's like plot twist.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun dun dun. You don't really sound like her.
I mean, I could try.
That would be interesting. Just talk throughout the whole thing trying to be her.
I don't think I could do it.
I don't think so either. Oh gosh. So yeah, Jacalyn is in the car right now coming back from a trip. And in order to get a regular episode out this week, I called in reinforcements from Colorado.
Rotto.
Yeah, since I'm always talking so much shit about the Avs, I figure we might as well have somebody who is actually an Avalanche fan on the podcast to talk about the team because at least they are good and our teams are not good.
I mean, we do have the most wins currently in the Western Conference, so
Yeah. I mean, whatever. So, before we start talking about a team that is actually good at hockey, we have an email address if you would like to get in touch with us. It's vfcenterice@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at vfcentericepod or Instagram at FromCenterIcePod. And we would appreciate it if you could subscribe and give us a review on iTunes. It helps us grow. And From Center Ice is a Rockford Buzz production. Rockford Buzz is an online resource for the community featuring a calendar of events, local business directory, positive news stories, and more. Just search Rockford Buzz in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store and follow along on Instagram and Facebook. Now that that's out of the way,
yeah.
what would you like me to call you while we're talking here? Because they usually call you Fink, but
Yeah, I mean, it's really your choice if to properly introduce myself, I suppose. I should use my real name. My name is Jenika. I have known you for how long? Like 10 years?
yeah, 10 years, something like that.
Wow.
I know. I know.
And I mean, a fun fact for all you guys, I've actually liked hockey longer than Courtney has.
True story.
True story. Hashtag she won't tell you.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I unfortunately live in Colorado.
Unfortunately.
I really liked Rockford.
But if you moved here, you'd have to be an Ice Hogs fan.
You guys, well, we'll talk about this later. You guys don't play my AHL affiliate, so.
That's true. So I guess
Or,
it wouldn't really matter. You could be like a Ice Hogs fan halftime.
I mean, you could probably get me to wear something red, and that's about it.
Hey, that works. And it's the same red as the Blackhawks. So,
I wouldn't go that far. That was a
whatever.
solid attempt.
Whatever. How did you get into hockey?
Uh, Probably my brother, my dad. I mean, when I was little was when the Avalanche kind of migrated back to Colorado from Quebec.
Yes.
Way back when. And
Back in the day.
back in the day. And they had that Stanley Cup run. And I really liked it. I was a huge Patrick Waugh fan as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Found a drawing in one of my old boxes of me in like third grade. I drew this like big Patrick Waugh like goalie.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, I don't know. Like I just comparison to other sports, I think hockey just always grabbed my attention a little bit more. I appreciate the grit.
Yeah, and it's really fast moving, unlike a baseball or something like that.
basketball.
Yeah, or basketball. You did just go to a Nuggets game.
I did just go to a Nuggets game, and I struggled.
Yeah,
I just didn't understand, like, throughout the whole game, they play music and it's so distracting. And I think they do it because the game is extremely boring.
that's probably it. It's definitely a much different experience than a hockey game.
Oh yeah, even baseball or football.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
it's
Yeah,
definitely
well, I mean, baseball, you don't hear anything. You just hear like the balls hitting the bat.
that's about it.
Yeah, and then I guess they have their walk-up music, but
Yeah, you just kind of enjoy being outside when it comes to baseball,
yeah, it's all about the hot dogs and beer, that's for sure.
especially at Coors Field. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, we still need to get you to a game at Wrigley.
Sure do.
Hmm. At least
I
it's
mean, the
like
Cubs are
historic and
playing the
whatnot.
Rockies in like September, I think.
Aha.
Ah, ah.
Come see a Rockies game in Chicago.
Wearing Chicago stuff.
Exactly. That's
Because
how you
fun
do it.
fact, my mom's family is from Illinois. I'm actually a Chicago Cubs fan.
Then why aren't you a Blackhawks fan?
Patrick Waugh, Joe Sakic, Forsberg. You can't betray this team.
Yeah, well, they don't play there anymore.
Their numbers are in the rafters.
So they don't play there.
Sakic's our GM.
He is. That's true. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. In my defense of becoming a hockey fan only 10 years ago, our previous owner was horrible and wouldn't put games on the television.
It
So,
sounds familiar.
yeah, you guys are going through that currently, eh?
We sure are.
What is going on there? I still don't really understand.
So over the summer, there was a lot of expiring TV contracts with our local station, which is Altitude,
Okay.
and Xfinity and Dish and DirecTV, all that, all the pretty much the three main providers here, plus
Yeah.
CenturyLink, I guess, is the fourth. And it was up to them and Cronky Sports to kind of renegotiate. And the argument was from the networks, not enough people were watching the games. So for the Nuggets and the Avalanche and all the other whatever they do on Altitude when it is not Nuggets and Avalanche.
Hmm.
And so the networks wanted to pay Cronky less money.
Okay.
And KC is like, no, son, we're not asking for more money, but you're going to pay us the same amount as before. Like they wanted the same contract as before, maybe a little bit more because both the Nuggets and the Avalanche have been better the last few years.
Yeah.
Have actually made the playoffs. Both of them made the second round last season. And Comcast and Dish have basically said, fuck you to the Cronkies. And if you have Comcast or Dish, you cannot watch Altitude. Altitude isn't even in the guide anymore.
Well then.
But DirecTV has made a deal, and they're hardcore pushing DirecTV. Like, they aired our game against Detroit last night on one of the local channels, and they're running a deal. If you get DirecTV, you get like $150 Visa card. You get $25 credit at the Altitude store in the Pepsi Center, and you get 2 tickets to a regular season game.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, like they're really trying to get people to switch so they can get the viewers.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
mess. Well, I don't even know if I should say it.
Go for it.
I've been watching the games through Reddit.
Oh no, so illegal.
I know, but now Reddit can't do it, so
Yeah, Reddit stream shut down.
yeah. So I've been on the mercy of Twitter and
Oh.
the Avalanche social networks, which are very good. If anyone is curious about our team, you get a lot of information through their social team is very good.
Yeah, that is one thing that they do well. They are good with interacting. on the socials.
Oy.
It's just really frustrating, it seems.
It is, and I think in their minds they figured it'll just get more people at Pepsi Center.
No, that's not how this works.
It's not how it works. Like, people don't just magic come up with an extra $100 to go see a hockey game or a Nuggets game or whatever else goes. I think lacrosse, like Colorado Mammoth lacrosse.
Okay.
Pepsi, I know. And Colorado Rapids soccer is at another stadium, but that is another Kroenke-owned team, so they're suffering as well. Soccer fans can't watch the Rapids.
Wow. They should have learned from how terrible it was for the Blackhawks. There were like 5,000 people in the seats at the United Center because nobody knew what was going on. They couldn't watch it on TV.
Yeah. Well, in our case, it's the opposite because so many people know what's going on and people are pissed that they can't watch.
Yeah.
So Pepsi Center, it's been, if not a sellout, it's been close all season.
Oh, wow.
But you also have to take into consideration how good our team is.
That's true.
People want to go see them.
Yeah, they're like a point behind St. Louis? Is that right?
I think after last night, yeah.
Yeah, because they're just...
Right.
Yeah, they're going absolutely crazy and just winning way too much. And...
Yeah, we swept our road trip. We got our 7th win in a row last night.
Yeah.
And we've done it all without a lot of our top players.
Yeah, I was looking at a tweet and it's from Tom Hunter, and this was on the 29th, so it was before the previous 2 games. But he said, after their win in Carolina last night, the Avalanche have won 5 in a row and are now 13, 3-1 in their last 17. They've done this while playing without Kadri, Rantanen, Calvert, and Grubauer. Okay. That's just insane.
In addition to that, we have since lost Burakovsky and Makar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, it's maddening. It's almost like Pittsburgh, how they just kept winning without Crosby.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? But then you look at the Avs and they're without like a ton of their top players.
Our top 2 lines, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. You just have like Landeskog holding down the fort, and then McKinnon. And then Francouz is just playing out of his mind.
That's amazing.
Yeah, was he the star of the week 2 weeks in a row or just one?
He was a star of the week 2 weeks in a row. Last week he was the first star. This week he was the 3rd star.
Oh my gosh. And
He's really stepped it up.
Yeah, where did he even come from?
If I remember correctly, we got him from the KHL, possibly?
Okay.
I could be totally wrong.
Was he playing with the Eagles last year?
Yeah, he did. He played with the Eagles last year. And, I mean, he got, my memory might be failing me, but I believe when Varlamov got hurt last season was the first time Francouz was called up. I don't think he played, but I think he was called up.
Gotcha.
As a backup. Because Grubauer technically was our backup.
Right.
And he slid into the number 1 spot because he was so good.
Yeah.
And Varlamov sat on the bench the whole rest of the season. He didn't play, like, at all. And then he got traded to the island, so.
Right, yeah. Which is just so weird. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad he's not in Denver any longer.
He shouldn't have been in Denver for the longest time, but.
I mean, true.
I'm one of the few Avalanche fans that was never on the Varley train.
Really? A lot of people liked him?
Oh, yeah.
Why? He didn't win shit.
I know, he was awful.
Yeah.
He would have bursts where he'd be good. But as a whole, he only got the record because we were able to score enough goals to match what he was allowing.
That's kind of what happens when you have McKinnon on your roster. I mean,
Oh yeah. Good
that's
old Nate
that's
Matt.
just crazy. Yeah, he kind of has like the Pecorine syndrome where he'll be really good throughout the regular season and then just can't win shit, you know?
Mhm.
And everybody's like, "Oh, such a good goalie." And I mean, yeah, Rene is a good goalie, but give me the receipts, you know? What has he
He's
done?
very selective.
Yeah, yeah. He's super selective, and I feel like Varlamov was the same way, except when he played against Chicago. It's like we'd
Yeah.
always get Varlamoved, and he would just kick our ass every time.
Yeah, I mean, you fell victim to that a few times.
Yeah, I did. I did. Never forget the 4-0 game when I was in the standing room at the United Center. I will never forgive my stupid team for that. Or your stupid team for that. That was
Yeah.
terrible. My feet hurt. We couldn't score a goal.
I
Ugh.
mean, what else is new?
True. True. Ugh.
That's all right. We were getting cup heckled. I saw season opener against the Blackhawks at Pepsi Center.
Oh yeah?
I can't remember what year it was. It was the year that they retired Peter Forsberg's number because we saw the Forsberg like retirement ceremony
Mm-hmm.
and we just destroyed the Blackhawks.
What
And
else
people
is new?
heckling Blackhawks fans in the stairwells and stuff, and they were like, "We still got the cup" and everything.
Oh man. It must have been probably like 13 or 15 then.
Yeah, I think it might have been 13.
Gotcha.
God, I'd have to Google it. But yeah,
Yeah, I
that's a
can't
very good.
imagine they would be like that after the first cup in 10, so it was probably 13 or 15.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just your team is so annoying.
I mean, we do really fun things though.
I guess, like, I don't know, winning? That's
Yeah,
pretty fun. I don't know what that feels like anymore, but it seems like it's fun.
it is. We were so terrible for so long,
Hmm.
especially the season we don't talk about. So
You mean the historically bad season when they lost the draft lottery?
yeah, that one.
That was a good one.
Basically what Detroit is this year was
Yo, if they don't get the first overall pick, I am going to laugh for eternity.
God.
Because at least you guys won more games than they're winning right now. I don't even know how you can be this bad and not just luck into a couple more wins.
Oh yeah. They
It's
I was
bad.
watching last night and I was laughing
Yeah,
because it's so
I
embarrassing.
can't believe the Avs only beat them 2-1 last night.
I was a little confused
I was
because we had a
concerned.
lot of good chances and we just but that kind of as much as I love my team, we have a few habits that irritate me.
Oh yeah.
One of them is our power play, the fact
Hmm.
that we will not shoot the goddamn puck. We'll
Oh,
sit
I know
there
that feeling.
and we will pass the puck around for 90% of the power play and then be hustling in the last 10 seconds trying to get a last rush. And I'm like, if you shoot the puck, your
Yeah,
odds of it going in are very high.
right. Because you've got some really good shooters on
Oh,
that team.
and you have a man advantage. Like, just shoot the puck.
Right. Stick somebody in front of the goalie.
Yep.
Make sure you take his eyes away, and then just keep peppering him with shots. But this
Yeah,
just seems like such a foreign concept to these teams. They'll
I
just
know.
pass it, pass it, pass it, looking for the perfect play.
Well,
And
and I
then,
wonder if they do that because we do have some puck control issues. We have a lot of
okay.
turnovers. So, even without turnover Tyson. So, I
Oh, yeah.
sorry, Leafs, Tyson Berry. I was happy to get rid of him.
Yeah, Leafs fans wanted him traded at the deadline,
Yep.
but alas, he did not get traded. And then
Oh,
Jake Muzzin
Colorado.
got injured again, so it was a good thing.
I know Colorado fans wanted Joe Sakic to bring him back, and I was like, why the fuck would you bring him back?
Oh,
You know
man.
what we got after we got rid of him? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, would you rather have Kale McCarr in the lineup or Tyson Berry?
Makar, hands. down.
Even though he's injured now with an upper body injury.
Kid.
Do you know how serious it is? Like, did they say how long he would be out?
Probably day to day.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, they said the same about Burakovsky. Like, I think they're trying to say that the Avalanche remaining schedule is one of the easiest in the NHL. So I think what they might be doing is just kind of sitting players here and there that might be sore or tired or kind of uncomfortable, because these are the games that you should be winning.
Right.
So what difference does it make if you play Detroit without Cale Makar? Like, it made literally no difference.
That's true. It was definitely a good one for him to sit out with.
Yeah.
That trade where Colorado got Burakovsky just looks like a steal at this point.
He has been fantastic.
He has, and let's see, I'm looking at it right now. You gave up Scott Kosmachuk, a 2022nd and a 2023rd, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And I think honestly, Burakovsky hasn't even been the most surprising snag. It's been Nichushkin.
Yeah, like once he got that first goal, then he just can't stop.
Yeah, we fondly refer to him as the choo-choo train.
The choo-choo train.
The choo-choo train.
I like it.
He has just been unstoppable, and it's not even just with points. I mean, on the ice, he's making hits, and he's really making a lot of smart choices, which I didn't expect when we got him. I was like, why?
Yeah, it seemed to come out of nowhere.
Why did you pick Nichushkin?
Yeah, because he was with Dallas, and then I believe he went back over to play in the KHL, and you guys signed him as a free agent.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
because I think when he scored that first goal with us, it had been his first goal, I think they said, in over a season or something like that.
I feel like it was against Toronto because I was watching that game.
It might have been.
Because it wasn't against the Blackhawks, but I feel like it was against Toronto.
Yeah.
Because of course it was.
Of course it was Toronto.
All the bad things happened to Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, they really do.
Yeah. But now you have their old backup goalie.
Hey, he got it done last night.
He did. I was a little worried after that first goal went in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, they're gonna get Hutchinson. But he definitely got the short end of the stick in Toronto. I don't know what it was, but everything possible went wrong when he was in net. And then he got the first win, and then he went on a little bit of a roll, and then he fell off again. So he's just having a horrible season.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I don't think he's gonna stay with us too long if Grubauer comes back.
Is there an estimated time when Grubauer is supposed to come back?
They were saying for basically all of our injured players that they're expecting them to come back at least by the end of the regular season.
Okay, so he'll be back for playoffs.
But yeah, because that initially when Rantanen got hurt, people were saying he broke his collarbone, and I was like, that is a season-ending injury, like potentially playoff ending. And supposedly nothing was broken, and he could be back this month, but there's no real timeline. Same with Kadri. They don't really know. I don't think they don't divulge a lot of injury info.
The Blackhawks used to be like that too, and then they decided to become more transparent about it, which was nice. Like, you know what's going on with your players.
Like when Gabe Landeskog broke his foot earlier this season.
Oof.
We had no idea. They said he's out with a lower body injury. And then you're seeing pictures of him with like a leg boot on.
Oh, good.
Stuff. And I was like, what the?
Yeah.
We didn't know it was that serious.
Huh. That's just, you guys have had such bad injury problems this year. Like what, Mikko's been out twice. And then Gabe was out, and now Kadri and Grubauer.
Mhm.
Is this the second time Grubauer's gone down? I feel like he was
Yeah.
injured before too.
Yeah, it's the second time. And Calvert, this is his second time.
Huh.
And McCarr's second time.
Jesus. Like, are they just rushing these guys back too soon or what?
I think in
If they're
Calvert's case, he's just had bad luck, I think. He got hit in the head with that puck.
uh Oh yeah,
Um,
when they wouldn't call the play dead?
yeah, when they didn't fucking blow the whistle and call the play dead,
That was some bullshit.
him like bleeding all over the ice.
Right.
Same with Zadorov, though. When Zadorov took that puck to the face and it shattered his jaw,
Yeah.
they didn't whistle that play dead either.
I don't know what their problem is. I really don't. If there's a guy down on the ice, clearly in pain, just blow the whistle.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand if you're just a little shaken up, it's no
Right.
big deal. But if you see blood,
Yeah,
that's a
blow the
problem.
whistle.
Yeah. Blow the
It's a
whistle.
no-brainer.
Just, get the staff out there, anything. Because you think with a situation like what happened with Bowmeister,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was terrifying.
That
And
was
if he would
absolutely
have been on the
terrifying.
ice and he just fell down and they didn't blow the whistle, he would be dead.
Yeah. Thank God he was on the bench and
Yeah.
it was a stoppage in play, so the guys were all like over at the bench and oh my
Yeah.
God, that was so scary.
Because I think that's the perspective that the NHL needs to wake up to is, I mean, for all you know, Matt Calvert got hit in the temple.
Right.
He could have had a brain bleed and died on the ice, and they're still
Exactly.
playing on the
And they're
other end.
just still
Yeah.
playing and even they were playing Vancouver, right? So it was Pedersen was trying to get them to blow the whistle and they wouldn't. And so
Yeah.
they had to just keep playing. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. It was just not okay.
Has he been out ever since then or did he come back?
He came back and then he got hurt again.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know what happened to him. I think it was in the Stadium Series, I think.
The good
He
old
just
stadium series from this year.
uh,
We
I'm
didn't
so happy I didn't go to that.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it too much when it happened, but like what was the deal surrounding that? Because there was a lot of drama that went down with the Stadium Series.
So a lot of people don't know a whole lot about the Air Force Academy. So let me just look it up real quick to
Yeah,
give
sure.
some perspective on how small Falcon Stadium is. It's their football stadium that they held this stadium at, which it doesn't sound small. It's 46,692.
Oh,
But
okay.
you put it into perspective of the fact that it's literally on a military base with two entrances, only two entrances,
Oh my God.
minor available parking. It had snowed. We've had a lot of snow this winter. It just was a disaster. And to top it off, there's a lot of construction on I-25 going south toward Colorado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So people who didn't leave early enough got stuck in construction traffic.
Ooh.
They got stuck in traffic trying to enter the Air Force Academy. And a lot of people had trouble parking. And like there were reports I saw on Twitter of people saying they didn't even get into Falcon Stadium until after the second period.
Oh my God.
And the tickets were not cheap.
Right, yeah.
I looked at tickets and to sit way up in the boonies, it was about $150 a person.
Oh my God.
And I think they said there's only 4 sets of bathrooms. So the bathrooms were overloaded. The fan zone they had for like the tailgating because of all the snow was mud.
Oh.
And people were complaining about that. They ran out of beer. They ran out of water. And they ran out of food.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was basically like Fire Festival, but with hockey.
The Fire Festival of Hockey.
Yeah, I was reading stuff about it, and then the guy died.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
was a
what
guy
happened
who
there?
fell off a bridge because when the game got out, people were stuck in the parking lot for up to 2 hours because they couldn't navigate traffic out because of the construction, and
Mhm.
they capped off one of the exits. And so people who Ubered or used Lyft, their Lyfts weren't allowed access to come pick them up.
What?
Yeah. And a lot of Uber drivers and Lyft drivers were refusing rides because of the traffic. So anyone
Wow.
who Ubered to the Air Force Academy got all turned around. They were told to walk out of the gate, like past the entrance, and then try to get their lifts from like a gas station or Starbucks or something. And one of the guys was walking the way that they told him to go, and he slipped off a corner and fell off a bridge and he died.
Oh my God. Yeah, because didn't it start raining or snowing?
I don't think it started snowing, but it had been
Yeah.
that because all over the local like news channels and stuff, they were warning people, if you're going to the stadium series, you need to prepare, and you need
Mm-hmm.
to early. And it's just been it was an experience for people. And one of my friends went, and she was pissed.
I can imagine. I can't believe that that didn't become a bigger story like outside of Twitter, because that's the only place I saw it.
Yeah, it I think that the NHL, they were trying to save themselves the embarrassment,
Yeah.
because if people hear what a disaster it is, they might not want to go in Carolina next year.
Right. Like even at the Winter Classic that the Blackhawks were in last year at Notre Dame, they ran out of food and beer too. So if this just keeps happening at all of these events, that's the big reason people will go to an outdoor game. It's not like you can see the hockey very well.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're doing to where these venues aren't prepared for the amount of people. I just don't understand. It blows my mind.
Well, and especially like I looked at all the people that brought their kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I would have been like Tiger Mom
Right.
if my poor little child didn't eat dinner and was dying of thirst and couldn't go to the bathroom. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, this is
Surprised people didn't start like fighting.
me too. That's probably the most shocking part out of all of it is that it
Yeah.
was fairly civil.
Yeah, I didn't see reports of people fighting. It surprised me.
Maybe they were all stoned.
I mean, it is Colorado Springs.
Exactly. I mean, they probably should have been, really. It would have made their experience better.
Oh, yeah.
Except they wouldn't have been able to eat anything because they ran out of
Right.
food.
The
So,
munchies, and you have no snacks.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I People said the one at Coors Field was a lot better. So
Well, that's
hopefully
good.
if we get another one,
Yeah,
they'll stick to Coors Field, or they'll just have it at the Broncos Stadium.
that would have made the most sense.
Yeah.
But alas, they
It is
couldn't.
the NHL. It is Gary Bettman.
This is very true. Nothing that they do makes sense at all. But the
Ugh.
American League doesn't make any sense either. So,
Ugh. You mean how you play the same six teams all season?
all season, it's absolutely ridiculous. I feel like casual fans that are out here probably don't even know Colorado has a team.
And apparently we're going to get another one.
Yeah, right? What is that about?
I guess whatever team organization or something wants to move. I think it was the Stockton team
Yeah, the Stockton Heat.
to Colorado Springs,
Hmm.
but they won't be an Avalanche affiliate. They would probably be an affiliate for Calgary.
Yeah,
still.
because Stockton is Calgary, so that
Yeah.
would make sense.
Yeah. And I know the only thing I can think is with Seattle coming in, they're going to have to add something.
Yeah, because their AHL team is going to be in Palm Springs,
Yeah.
so I guess they didn't want another team in California. 'Cause there's
Yeah. Plus, I don't know what the market for hockey is in Stockton.
yeah, it's probably better in Colorado Springs, I would assume.
Yeah, I would think so because where the Eagles are located is way up in Loveland,
Okay.
which is about an hour or more from Denver.
Oh, wow.
So from the Springs, I mean, you're looking at a 3-hour drive
Dang.
to go see the Eagles. So if there's a team in Colorado Springs, that would serve the whole rest of the state and probably some of Utah
Okay, yeah.
and New Mexico. So
That would be good. I'm looking at the Pacific Division standings right now, and the Eagles are right on top of Stockton. They're 1 point ahead of them, so that's pretty funny. Colorado's in second in the division, and Stockton's in third.
yeah, I mean the Eagles they're not a bad team from
Apparently not.
yeah, they missed out on the playoffs last year.
They
But
have 7 more points than the Ice Hogs currently.
woo.
Yeah, yeah, we're in a three-way tie with Chicago and Grand Rapids for fourth place in the division, all
Oh,
with 59 points.
and that's what's so stupid is we play the Chicago Wolves,
Yeah, but not us.
but we don't play Rockford. Now 2 seasons we haven't had a game against Rockford.
It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense at all because it's not like we don't play any Pacific Division teams. We play Tucson. We play, I don't know if we play San Diego this year, but we have before, and also San Jose. But
Yeah.
most of our games this season are against Central Division teams, and I'm very sick of seeing the same teams over and over and over again.
I mean, I would feel the same way, especially since you guys have season tickets. I mean,
Yeah,
I would
like
get very bored of seeing the same team.
it sucks, especially because we played both Milwaukee and Chicago 12 times.
That's absurd.
12! And I think Grand Rapids is 10 or 8, and same with Iowa. That's just an obscene number of times to play the same team.
Yeah, I've noticed I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the Eagles, admittedly, but I do follow them on Twitter and stuff, so I'll see their scores and stuff, and I've noticed a lot of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've played Chicago,
I know you
and
played them last season. Have you played them this year too?
I think our season opener was against them, if I'm
Oh,
not mistaken.
that's just so weird how
Thinking
they'll
of
put you
last
against
year.
one team from Illinois but not the other.
I know it's stupid.
Yeah, especially when our teams are like 45 minutes to an hour away from each other. It's not like it's Northern Illinois and Southern Illinois. It's just right down I-90.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish that in my case, I wish they were closer
Yeah.
because, like I was saying, I mean, I live in Aurora, which is, I'm only about 20 minutes outside the Denver city limit, if that, depending on where you go. But it's a drive to get up to the mountains. And when you're dealing with snow and,
Yeah.
they'll close the highway sometimes. I'm like, I'm going up there to Loveland to see
Yeah, it's like good luck getting up
Eagles.
there and getting back.
Yeah, at a 7,000 person capacity arena. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not worth it.
They really need to just put it in Denver. That would make the most sense.
I agree. We play
But
Milwaukee too, by the way.
oh, good.
I just
Milwaukee is absolutely ridiculously obnoxious this season. They just cannot lose, and I'm so sick of it.
yeah.
I'm sick of it.
A lot of San Jose, a lot of Ontario.
Okay. Another
Um,
California team.
yeah, Tucson and
Tucson's at the top of your division currently.
Manitoba.
Really? Manitoba?
We played Manitoba.
All right, they're at the bottom of our division right now.
And Stockton and San Antonio Rampage, which used to be our
Yeah,
affiliate.
that used to be your team.
Yep. We
Now
went from
they're
Lake Erie to San Antonio and now to Colorado. So
so weird. You guys are like the Chicago Wolves. You can never keep a affiliate.
I know I'm curious to see if the Eagles are gonna stick or not.
Seriously, and like Vegas just bought San Antonio and they're moving them out to Vegas. And
They're
so,
moving everything to Vegas.
yeah, so Chicago's affiliate isn't going to be the Golden Knights anymore. So we're like, well, who's their affiliate going to be? Is it going to go back to St. Louis? Because San Antonio is St. Louis's affiliate. And if they
Yeah,
were just bought, then
they
I don't
might
know.
just convert it back.
Yeah, it's a very weird situation going on in the American League. But
It would make
everything,
more sense to have St. Louis and Chicago as opposed to
yeah.
Kansas, but yeah. What is geography?
I don't know. I don't know where Massachusetts is, so who knows? Oh gosh. Yeah, another point that we had to talk about was Tyson Jost being cursed.
Joesty.
Yes. So what was the
Roasty
curse
toasty
there?
Joesty. Well, the poor kid couldn't score.
Until I watched the game on Friday and then he scored two
Yeah,
goals.
scored twice. He, I think the last time he scored was that hat trick against Tampa.
Was that at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Wow.
He hadn't scored in like 37 games, they said.
Well, when he does score, he goes hard apparently because he gets a
Oh,
hat trick and then he gets two goals on Friday. So,
well, he is such an underrated player, in
mhm.
my opinion. A lot of Avs fans wanted him to get traded at the deadline, and I honestly expected that he was not going to be an Avalanche at the end of the day. But I think Sakic, I think, believes in him, and I do too.
Well, that's all that matters at the end of
That's
the
all that
day.
matters. He he might not be racking up the points, but it's like Nichushkin. I mean, he's a good player, and
Hmm.
whenever he's on the ice, he draws a lot of penalties. He, I mean, like last night, he drew I think two last night,
Yeah, he drew one and then he immediately
and
took
then
one.
which was stupid.
It was. It was really stupid.
But you know, he's a good player, and he works real good with JT Compher specifically.
Hmm.
And I don't want to see him go. I'm happy that he's still here.
That's good. It's not
But
always about the points.
yeah, it's about what you bring to the rest of the team and just to the game. And I
Right.
think that he's a good offensive player to have.
Hmm. Yeah, we're often arguing it like the other way around, like a player who puts up a lot of points, but just by the eye test, like the play will just die on their stick, yet somehow they're scoring. And it's so
Yeah.
frustrating because then you try to tell people, like, no, I want this guy to get traded because of this, this, and this. And they're like, but the points. I'm like, oh
Well,
my God, I
the
can't deal.
argument with Varlamov.
Yeah,
I was saying
exactly.
for like 4 years that we needed to get rid of him, and people thought I was nuts.
Yeah,
I'm
because,
like,
oh, he wins all the games and the numbers.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, but there's like 5 goals being allowed every game.
Yeah, you're just outscoring the problem.
Yeah. But yeah, there were a lot of people thought Tyson Jost was cursed. Said, is this poor kid ever gonna score another goal?
Right?
He's so good for how poor his stats are.
It's weird how that works out sometimes. It's a lot more evident in the NHL because people want you to score all the points, but we have a couple of guys like that in Rockford too. It's like you
Yeah.
look at the stat sheet, you're like, oh, they only have like 2 points on the season, but they're noticeable out there every night. It's really odd how that works out.
Yeah, I don't pretend to understand it. Another one who's kind of surged a lot, which I know you know is my boy, but Sam Gerard.
Sammy.
Sammy.
Little
He was
Sammy.
he was not really high up on the points,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a good defenseman.
He's scrappy too.
Scrappy. He's like, what is 5'7" or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
He made a point like 2 seasons ago. He gained like 20 pounds over the off season.
Damn.
Try to get like just more depth, I guess, with his checks
Mm-hmm.
and everything but lately he scored the game winner the other night. He scored
Oh, that
another.
was a good goal. I remember that.
Yeah, and he has a way, I think just cuz he's so little. They leave him alone.
They just lose him. They're like, I
They
can't
lose
find
him.
him. He's too
And then he
small.
pops up out of nowhere and he's shot a couple goals in already like that. And I'm like, Sammy, he was a good signing, and we have him now for 7 years. So
Yeah,
unless we get rid of him,
that's true. It's
so
like it's the gift that keeps on giving when you guys get rid of Duchesne.
douche. I couldn't stand Matt Duchene.
I know, I know. It was so funny. Like I hate this guy, and then I kept picking him up every year in my fantasy team because he always put up those points. He's another one of those guys. He's like, but the points. You're like, no, everything else.
He's
He
a
needs to
dick.
go. Yeah. And then he went to Ottawa, did nothing there. Went to Columbus, and then thankfully they swept the Lightning in the first round last season. So I will always have a soft spot for him because of that. And now Nashville is clawing their way into the playoffs.
Which I don't understand because the whole season they have been pretty non-existent.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's the curse of Pecorine. It's like
Yeah.
every other season, he just decides to shit the bed. I don't understand. He'll be like amazing one season, and then the next, it's like, is Pecorine's career over? Is he getting replaced by his backup? But then UC Saros is useless this year too, so that's why they're so bad.
I mean, it is kind of what Chicago did last year.
Ugh, yeah.
They had a run at the end where people thought they might snag a wild card.
And
They
meanwhile, I'm over here just like, please stop winning. Please stop winning. I want the draft pick. Please stop winning.
Hey, we got into the playoffs because you guys helped us
That's
out.
right. That's right. Because what was it? We
Beat
beat
St.
St.
Louis
Louis. Yeah.
to give
Oh,
us that boost into the wild card spot.
oh, that was amazing.
Speaking of St. Louis, I'm still pissed that we got rid of Ryan O'Reilly. I will never let that go.
It could have been the Avs raising the cup with O'Reilly instead of the Blues.
Yeah, but we had to pick Matt
You
Duchene.
picked Mac Duchene over him.
I think that Ottawa was his karma
Yeah, that's
for the way
true.
that he treated Colorado.
That's true. But he wasn't there very long, so it was like barely any bad karma came his way.
This is true.
And then he got to sign in Nashville, which is where he's always wanted to play. So maybe their karma will be not making it into the playoffs. I don't know. Which
I
is
think that's
also
the best.
really frustrating to me because Nashville sucks so bad, and their affiliate is Milwaukee. And yet they won't call up any of Milwaukee's best players to try to help Nashville out. And it makes me want to hit my head against a wall because I can't stand Milwaukee.
I mean, I Nashville, when it comes down to that, it's a matter of pride
Probably.
that they don't want to accept that they might need the help from some of these guys, or they might have to send some of their kind of long-standing players down for conditioning or
Yeah. But
anything like that.
like at the end of the day, wouldn't you just want to make the playoffs and
I mean, that's what I would think, but
yeah. But like we said before, nothing in the NHL makes
yeah,
sense. So maybe
nothing
not.
makes sense. They sent Tyson Jost down last year.
That's right. I remember you being upset about that.
Yeah, he spent a couple weeks in the Eagles
Hmm.
because he was struggling. I mean, and that's why people wanted him traded. He just struggles, and
Mm-hmm.
like like what we're saying, he struggles with points, but he is not struggling on the ice.
Yeah.
And that sounds contradictory, but it's
It
true.
does, but it's not. You know, if you're out there working hard, the points are going to come. It's just when you're not getting any chances at all or you're complacent on the ice, that's when you need to examine what's going on.
And to be fair, Tyson Jost is on a team with Mikko Rantanen and Nate McKinnon.
Right.
So
well, most of the time.
Yeah, most when we'd like it to be.
Yeah, since they've just had a roulette of injuries.
Ugh. They'll be healthy someday.
Yeah, it's like who's gonna go out next?
I don't even want to say it because I might jinx myself, but I'm surprised that McKinnon hasn't gotten hurt.
Me too, especially with how
he's doing.
Yeah, and how fast he's always flying around the ice.
He's so fast.
He is, and it would take like one bad toe pick or one errant stick and just crash into the boards and either injure a leg or collarbone, like like Mikko.
That was what I was so excited for you guys to see in person. When you came out to Pepsi Center last year, I was like, God, you're going to get to see Nate McKinnon skate. People watching him on TV does not do it justice, how fast he is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then they shut out Buffalo, and it was great. That was crazy. And didn't Buffalo have like 10 shots on goal or something ridiculous?
Oh, yeah. It was like 9 or 10 shots on goal.
It was so stupid. I don't know what it is about my luck with Avalanche games, but they always pitch a shutout whenever I see them play, whether I want them to or not.
That just tells me that you should go to more.
Not in Chicago, at least. I will never again see an Avalanche game in Chicago. I am scarred by that one experience. It was very traumatic.
Yeah, I'll go see the Blackhawks whenever they're in town if I can. They're fun games because there's a lot of... Of
course they are, because you're going to win.
No, just the atmosphere, because there's a lot of Illinois transplants here now.
Yeah, there really are.
The same applies if you go to Cubs games at Coors Field. There's a lot of Cubs fans.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blackhawks fans just travel pretty well in general. I don't know if that's going to keep up now that the team sucks really bad, but I don't know. It's so weird.
If you keep Jonathan Taves, you'd...
Yeah.
I think Crawford makes me more curious.
What?
Crawford makes me more curious.
Oh, yeah?
What's going to happen with him?
Yeah, his contract's up at the end of this year.
I mean, we would gladly welcome him.
No. That is not allowed. I told you that you could take Robin Leonard, and your GM just didn't want to do that, so...
I really wanted Leonard, too.
I still don't understand why Vegas. Look, what?
Yeah.
So weird. Carolina needed him and then just gave up on it at the last minute. And then Colorado was in on either one of our goalies, and they were just like, no, we're going to get Michael Hutchinson.
We're going to get Michael Hutchinson.
Okay.
Like 5 or 6 goalies now, including the minors. I mean, it's just so many.
Yeah. That makes me think that Grubauer is coming back faster than people expect if they didn't go out and try to get somebody better.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And the one thing I do appreciate about Joe Sakic as a GM is he doesn't panic.
Yeah.
And he won't make these blockbuster trades halfway through the season. Like, why fix it if it's not broken? It's not like we're losing.
No, you're just losing players.
We're just losing players, but we're still winning.
Still winning.
So he said, I mean, it's like, why would you disrupt the team that you have that is working well together? And, you know, you don't need to disturb that.
Yeah, and I don't know what that feels like anymore.
You will say.
I don't know. I feel like they're never going to be good ever again. We were too spoiled winning 3 and 6, and now the universe is just like, fuck y'all.
I mean, I did get kind of tired of Chicago, but you couldn't deny that it was a good team.
Exactly. I'm tired of the outdoor games. So if Chicago never sees another outdoor game, that would be perfectly fine with me.
It's such a waste of time. Like they complain about the Olympics,
Right. And then
and
they
you're
pull
gonna
this shit.
it twice a year, four times a year, even.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like it was fine when you just had the Winter Classic, but now they have the whole Stadium Series thing. Like, come on.
Yeah, and
You're
the fact that it's part of the regular season, I think, is what irritates me.
yeah, and they're just spending so much money on it because they have to build a fucking rink. Like
Hmm.
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think that we should have dropped our series against the Kings, but there's so much distraction.
There really is.
Like I think any team would be off their game.
The Blackhawks have only won one of their outdoor games out of the 6 or 8 that they've had. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's a distracting environment.
Yeah,
And it's a multi-day thing. You have new uniforms, you have, just so much junk.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how do you expect someone to treat this like a regular season game?
Exactly. You can't.
Dogs.
The dogs.
They're friendly, I promise. But
Yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't. It's one of those things they should do during the preseason, in my opinion.
exactly. It would at least maybe get people to watch the preseason.
It would, and it wouldn't distract from the regular season.
Yeah, but instead they send people over to Europe or whatever for a preseason game and then
That was the other. We had that game this year. We went to Sweden.
the Hawks went to Germany, I want to say, or Prague or something. I don't know.
Was it? It was Sweden or Finland? I think it was Sweden. I don't know.
I know the Jets went to Finland, I think, because Line was in his hometown or home
I think
country.
ours was Sweden because they made a big deal about Gabriel Landeskog.
Uh, yeah. But again, going back to that, like they won't go to the Olympics, but they'll pull
Right.
all of this random shit. If you want to spread the game, just send them to the Olympics. It's 1 or 2 weeks out of the season. That's
Yeah.
it. Every 4 years.
Ditch the
That's
All-Star game
yeah,
or align the All-Star game with the Olympics.
right. Just have all stars that aren't in the Olympics. I don't know.
Yeah. All-Stars that are not Sidney Crosby every single fucking year.
Even though he never goes to the All Star game.
No, but yeah, it's just like
It's so dumb. And then they
it's
suspend you
dumb.
for a game if you don't go. Like,
Like a
this is,
veteran.
yeah, how is this not disruptive, yet the Olympics are? I don't understand.
I
Like,
love when they play in the Olympics. Like I
me
think
too. Me
because
too.
it goes on too, just the overall hockey is for everyone concept.
Yeah.
Unless you're in St. Louis.
Yeah, unless you're in St. Louis, then hockey is for everyone night is just a watch party.
That's a watch party for an away game that is probably free.
Right. Oh God, St. Louis. I just
Uh,
keep finding new ways to hate them.
they're just so annoying.
They
I
are.
will, speaking of games that I won't go to, I will not ever go to another Avalanche game when we play St. Louis.
No?
No, no.
I
That
don't.
face is shit. No, like no offense. St. Louis
Uh-huh.
fans, all of you can't be terrible, but
The, every
the
experience
one,
I've had is negative, so
it's always been negative.
yeah.
I've even been to Cardinals games with the Rockies.
Hmm.
St. Louis fans are just obnoxious.
I really don't know what it is about them.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't want to live in St. Louis either, so
I mean, you're not wrong.
I would be pretty salty, I guess.
They say the same thing about Philly. I mean, I've been to a Flyers game and they're pretty obnoxious as well.
I don't think I've been to a Flyers game in Chicago yet. I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but I don't think I have. And I have yet to cross Philly off the list. We went to Pittsburgh, but we haven't been to Philly yet. We drove through it, but
Hmm.
haven't been to a game there yet. Maybe that'll be next season.
I think all the hockey games I've ever been to have been in Colorado.
Hmm.
I don't think I've gone to any. I've gone to baseball games in other states. Uh,
You're gonna just have to branch out.
I am.
What
I mean,
what's
my
the next
brother,
closest? Would it be Vegas?
Vegas is a possibility. I almost did go to Vegas, but I got priced out. They're expensive games too.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially with the whole show they put on and whatnot.
Yeah, we did see that Knights parade though
Yeah,
in New York, New York.
that was
They
pretty
had like
cool.
this marching band, like fanfare, and they had drummers and cheerleaders and
Hmm.
flamenco girls and all this stuff. And we were like, "What is this?" And it was for the Knights game because the Knights were playing the Avalanche that night,
Ah, that's right.
and we were in Las Vegas, and I really wanted to go, but it just
Just
didn't
too
happen.
expensive.
Yeah.
They're doing it right out there in Vegas. They're really hyping it up.
Oh, there! I was so happy to see the involvement
Yeah.
because in every casino they had, I think it was the New York, New York, all of the like card table dealers, a
Hmm.
lot of them were wearing Knights jerseys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they had every store and every casino had a whole section for the Golden Knights. They had Go Knights Go things on the strip, and it was just a lot of fun.
That's really cool. I'm glad the city really bought into it.
I love it. I think it's
Yeah.
great.
I wish it would be like that everywhere, but you know.
And it makes you wonder if that's what they're going to do in Seattle.
Right, yeah, because
I
Seattle's
think
wanted a team for a while now, so I
they
could
really
see it
have.
happening.
Because
But
the whole part of the country, really, the closest team they have is San Jose
or Vancouver if you go up to
or Vancouver.
Canada.
But who wants Vancouver?
True. I'll take the
Calgary.
city itself because it's beautiful up there, but the Canucks
Yep.
not so much.
Go suck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Plus, I mean, the Golden Knights are the first pro team there in Vegas, and they're bringing football there too, I believe, right?
Oh yeah, they were ready for the Raiders for
Yeah,
sure. That store had Raiders stuff already, and that was in October.
that's crazy.
So
Yeah,
they had moved yet.
I wish Chicago was a little more gung ho on the Blackhawks thing, which you'd think they would be. Um, it was more prominent during the Cup runs, of course, but it's still definitely a Chicago Bears town. Like they
Yeah,
dominate everything, even though the Bears suck so bad.
the Broncos are like life in Denver, it seems, for months.
Yeah.
I don't care for football. I'm more of like a go team go when it comes to football.
Yay team.
But if the Broncos are in it, I mean, sure,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Do
But
the thing, team.
yeah, you do you. But Denver tries to stay involved. I know when we made the playoffs last year, there's a street down Denver in the downtown off Larimer that they put flags for every player down like lining the street,
Oh wow.
and they had lights and everything, and they did the same thing when the rock like the one time the Rockies went to the World Series. They did the same thing. The Broncos when they were in the Super Bowl, they did it. So they try to hype our sports, but it's definitely Broncos country
Yeah.
out here too. So the NFL owns sports as far as I'm concerned.
It really does. Which is crazy because it's like they play 16 games and then the playoffs. Where you have
Yeah,
all these other sports, like hockey goes from late September to you hope for
April.
June, and then baseball just seems like it never ends. So,
Yeah, baseball already started. I
yeah,
was shocked.
yeah.
It's March 3rd and their last game usually isn't until like the end of September.
October. Yeah, the playoffs are in October, I
Yeah,
think. So,
playoffs are in October. And
it's
they were talking about making it longer.
oh my God.
Like, what the fuck are you doing in the MLB?
Yeah, like how much longer could you make it? These players need off time.
Yeah. It was something like they wanted to add another team to the playoffs.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
I really wish that the NHL would go back to just like 1 through 8.
I agree.
Because this whole divisional thing is crap.
Well, and they've made such stupid decisions with the divisions. Like
They
how
really have.
Nashville is in our division.
Yeah, it makes
Like,
more sense for them
but
to be in the same division as Chicago because it's kind of stacked. Not really. I mean, they are further east, but it's kind of silly that Colorado's even in the Central to begin with.
yeah, in my opinion, I've always thought that Colorado belonged in the Pacific.
Yeah, I don't really get
I
it.
And when Seattle comes in, I think people were talking about Arizona
Hmm.
coming to the Central, either Arizona or got Calgary, I think.
Interesting. I don't recall which one's further east, Calgary or Edmonton. I believe it's Calgary.
I think it's Calgary,
It's
which
just
is
so
not.
weird.
They should just do it. Or if we all want to talk about global warming, you should have your divisions be as close as possible.
You're right.
Just for ease. I mean,
Yeah,
travel time and
for the
money.
travel.
Yeah, it's like you would eliminate so much cost
Hmm.
to the league and the team owners and everything if you just redrew your divisions.
I mean, that's why Detroit wanted to move east because of the travel,
Yeah.
which I really wish they were still in the Central because of the rivalry Chicago and Detroit had. Now we see them twice a year. It's
Oh, us,
kind of a joke, but
Detroit and Chicago and Denver.
yeah, because you guys had
That
the
was
playoff series, right?
ugh. They were showing a lot of those highlights last night of Patrick Waugh fighting and all that those years of
Yeah.
Detroit Colorado rivalry. And now I think our biggest rival, I would say, is probably Minnesota.
I don't even know who our biggest rival is. Like everybody's just gonna beat us, but I guess it would be St. Louis.
Yeah, I
I
think
guess yeah.
Chicago I mean, if you want to do a rivalry of the fans,
Yeah.
I would say Chicago. But in terms of legitimate gameplay and
Hmm.
playoff history, I definitely would go Minnesota.
Yeah, like Chicago and Minnesota had a couple of playoff series where we always kicked their ass, but the rivalry just never really grew all that much. Maybe it's because Minnesota's never really that great. I don't know. It's
Not
weird.
really. They have seasons where they're really good,
Yeah,
and then other times they're just kind of there.
yeah, they're right above us in the standings right now.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, the Blackhawks have a -12 goal differential. The Avs have a +50.
Yeah.
So you guys are the best in the Western Conference with the goal differential. The best in the East is Boston with a +51. So you're only one behind them. That's
Yeah.
just crazy. Oh my God. I scrolled to the bottom and saw Detroit's. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
What do you think it is?
Oh God. It's got to be like -60.
It's worse.
Oh no. What is it?
-121. Oh my God.
How do you how are you that bad?
How? the next worst team, let's see, is Ottawa with minus 46.
Wow. Wow.
Minus 121. That is so bad.
I don't think we were even that bad.
I don't think so either. Oh my god. They have 15 wins still. They are still stuck on 15 wins. They are 15, 48, and 5.
It sure doesn't help the case for players like Bertuzzi, who are assholes to begin with.
True.
And it has to just be so frustrating.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I laugh, if I was on that team,
Oh,
I wouldn't even want to play hockey anymore. That would just
no.
be so discouraging.
Yeah, they were talking about Dylan Larkin on the NHL Network broadcast last night and how this season is just like killing him.
Ugh.
Oh my god, that's just miserable. Like the Hawks
That makes it
are,
hard to trade.
yeah. The Blackhawks are 29, 28, and 8. So it's not great. But it's not 15.
No.
Oh. We've oh god, if I put it this way, it sounds worse though. We've only won 14 more games than Detroit.
Ouch.
Oh. Oh no, that was really depressing. Why did I have to think of it that way? Oh my god.
Well, in the meantime, we're 40, 18, and 7.
Yeah.
So,
Ugh. Your loss total is basically how many more games we've won than Detroit. Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, we're 6 points ahead of Dallas now. So if we can maintain it and if Dallas starts losing,
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna be pushing for a wild card this year,
I
which
don't
is
think so
crazy.
either. I mean, you'd really have to mess up because the first wild card spot is Vancouver with 74, and you've got 13 more points than they do.
Yeah.
So, and let's see, you have
Colorado.
16 games left. No, 17.
Yeah.
17 games left. And so does Vancouver. So I think you're pretty square in that second spot.
Yeah.
So you'll play whoever is in third, I want to say, is how these playoffs work.
Yeah. Well, and I think that second wild card spot could go literally to anyone
Yeah.
at this
I
point.
mean, it could also be St. Louis. Like, you guys could hop up there and be first and play a wild card team.
We could.
You're only one behind them, and you have a game in hand. So,
Yeah.
hmm.
Because Winnipeg and Arizona both have 72 points.
Yeah, Nashville does too, and they're the last
Sorry.
wild card. So,
Arizona. Did I say Minnesota?
I don't know.
Minnesota has 71. Chicago has 66. So
I can't believe we're even that close. Like, obviously, we're not making the playoffs, but I can't believe we're even that close to it.
at least you're not the Kings.
Oof. I would never want to be the Kings, actually. That just sounds like hell, first
Or
of
the
all.
Ducks. The Kings and the Ducks are the worst.
And then you scroll down and there's Detroit. They have 35 points.
It's so sad.
35. Oh,
Even
like,
when New Jersey is doing better than you are.
yeah, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
When Ottawa is doing better than you are. By 23 points. They have 23 more points than Detroit. What is going on in Michigan?
I mean, nobody wants to be there anymore, so
No, they're totally defeated, but how do you let it get that bad? How do you not luck into any more games than that? Like, they have 15 wins out of 68 games.
uh,
That's so bad.
it's awful. awful. It's not even funny at this point. It's like so terrible that all you can do is laugh.
They have the most games played already in the league, and they have the least amount of points by a mile. No other team has 68 or more games played yet.
I mean, honestly, they shouldn't have torn down Joe Louis, because what if they cursed themselves?
I think they might have. All of their luck was stored in the Joe, and then they destroyed it, and it's like, well, you're cursed to lose forever now.
Yeah, in the Little Caesars Arena.
Little Caesars Arena. It's the dumbest name ever. It's not a horrible arena. They have a really nice food area, but
nice.
the name.
Ugh.
The name. It's so bad. It's still not as bad as the Coyotes' old arena that was jobbing.com arena. So
yeah, I don't think anything will beat that.
And I mean, the White Sox have guaranteed rate field.
Didn't they used to be cellular?
Yeah, they were US Cellular Field.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better than guaranteed rate field.
Well, the Broncos just got out of their Sports Authority field at Mile High.
Oh, God.
When they tore down Mile High Stadium, people flipped their lid and how fucking dare you want to get rid of Mile High Field? And so it was Invesco Field at Mile High for years. And then it was Sports Authority Field at Mile High. And then they were just going to do Mile High Stadium again. And then people fought it. They were going to do Broncos Stadium and people fought it. And now it's Empower Field at Mile High.
And nobody fought that? Like, what the
Nobody
hell?
fought that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, let's be Empower Field.
Empower Field. Well, because people didn't want, the dispensary companies wanted to buy it.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
They wanted to do Mile High Stadium.
Now I understand why people fought it.
Was like, fuck no.
I mean, it would have just made sense. Come on.
I think it would have been funny. That's what funny is. I mean, if you want to renovate it or do anything you want, I mean, go where the money is.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
You know, the Avalanche have the can.
The can.
Good old Pepsi.
At least it doesn't look like a freaking Pringle like Nassau Coliseum does on the island. It looks like a Pringle.
It does look like a Pringle.
Why does it look like a Pringle?
Like the original Pringle too. It's not a cheddar Pringle.
No, just the plain old Pringle.
A boring ass Pringle. I mean, I didn't even know last time I was in St. Paul. I didn't know that we were going right past the XL Center.
It's so tiny.
It's microscopic.
It's so small.
I kept seeing people in Wild jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister-in-law was like, hey, there's a Wild game, that's XL. And I was like, huh?
It's so small. It's weird.
So small. St. Paul is small, though.
You're right. It is. Yeah. But, like, it's also just, like, out in the middle of nowhere. And it's so tiny. And even inside is really odd. And the people are rude. I don't know. I have no reason to go back to another Minnesota Wild game.
I never went to a Wild game. I've gone to a Twins game. The first year they opened, if it's still Target Field, then it was Target Field. Yeah.
These places have the dumbest names.
The stupidest names.
Better companies need to buy them.
I mean, we've had Coors Field and Pepsi Center, I think, the longest running at this point.
At least it's only one word, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we have the United Center, which is obviously United Airlines, but...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's been that name since it opened, so...
I forget what they're going to call the stadium in Vegas. Because you have the T-Mobile Arena, which is also speaking of venue size, T-Mobile is huge.
Is it?
Yeah, we passed it a few times in like Ubers.
Yeah.
It's huge and it has like a promenade and everything. Like you can go to the T-Mobile Arena area without even really going inside.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll Allegiant Stadium. That's the
Oh, that's
biggest.
going to be the football one?
Yeah.
Fun. Another airline.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for like the JetBlue Center or something like that.
Right. Spirit Arena.
I mean, that at least sounds fun.
Right?
Southwest Field.
I feel like that exists somewhere.
It probably does.
I don't know. Who knows? These places are so weird. I really wish they would have just named the Denver one Mile High.
I agree.
It just would have made sense, but they messed it up.
You can't expect nice things in Colorado. We can't breathe
Or
here.
in the NHL.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to. You can't have nice things here.
No.
But this has been the Mile High episode of this podcast.
Hey.
Hey, I'll have to name it that because,
Yes.
I try to choose things that make sense.
I mean,
Not
you
that any.
guys breathed better here than I expected you to.
It wasn't too bad. It was just dry.
That's very dry.
Yeah.
I think chapstick exists because of Colorado and
Yeah.
Utah, probably.
I think you're right. Like
It's,
my hand, it's like we drove into Colorado and all the moisture in your body just gets sucked out of you.
oh, yeah. Fun tip if anyone's ever coming here, you will get drunk faster because of the altitude and you will dehydrate faster. So make sure you drink plenty of water.
Or just drink more beer and forget
Or
about
just drink
how drunk you
and
are.
pass out and go to the Coors Brewery and
Yeah.
get Woody's pizza up in Golden.
There you go. It's perfect. While you're getting mile high.
Hey.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you for joining me so I can get out a somewhat regularly scheduled episode. We were
Oh, yeah.
supposed to record yesterday, but then we didn't, so it's fine. We're just a day late.
It's Thank you for having me.
Of course. Where can the
You
people
ever
find
need
you on the internet?
Oh, yeah. Well, people can find me if you really want. Um, I am on Twitter at Ice My Eyes. I'm a big Cure fan. So, and I am on Instagram at Dr. Fink, DRFINK09. And I do also have an independent art page at
Yes,
the
you
Spy.
do.
If you've watched the Rockford Buzz videos, a lot of my art is in the background.
Yes. The
So,
spiral designs.
oh yeah.
I'll
Make
make
my
sure.
dreams come true.
Yes. Yes, buy all of the art. All of the things.
Oh yeah.
While you're getting mile high.
Mile high.
Mile high. I mean, it is legal in Illinois now, so.
Yeah, you'll get there. It's an experience to live in a state with legal marijuana, so
It's really dumb because we only got like, what's it called? I can't think of the word, but we're only allowed to have like 2 dispensaries in Rockford. It's so dumb.
we have a dispensary like on every block in some places.
You do. It was so wild going there and seeing them all. It was just fun
Yeah.
pointing them out, like, oh, there's another one. There's another one.
Oh,
There's another one.
dispensary.
Yeah.
Especially as someone that doesn't partake.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just, despite it being right in my backyard, it's still a fairly foreign concept to me. So I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah, me either. But it was fun going there and seeing all the stuff.
It really was. And it was an eye opener to how expensive it is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I really don't understand how people have it as a recreational hobby and buy it
Yeah.
legally. Like, it's so
I don't
expensive.
know. It's very expensive. But that's why dispensary owners have like $1 million houses now. So
I mean, true,
we
true.
did miss our opportunity.
Yeah. Damn, I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah,
Here I am podcasting when I could be a dispensary owner making millions of dollars.
right. You could have quite literally gone green. Ah, ah,
Oh, I think that's a good place to wrap up
that's a
this
good
Mile
place.
High episode. Oh gosh, thanks again for
Oh,
joining me.
thank you for having me. It's
Of
been
course.
fun.
Yes, talking about all the
Enjoy
Colorado nonsense.
enjoy not making the playoffs.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck all the way off.
Yeah, not.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.